Vanakkam. Welcome to the Yogic Lens, the channel about the concepts and principles of yoga. This video is about what is prana in the yogic jargon, how it influences your mind, how it works on the various functional systems of your body, how it fuels your system at the physical level, energy level and the mental level. Prana is everywhere, it is available everywhere, but most of the time we are not able to absorb that prana due to a lot of resistance in our body. A proper yogic practice actually rejuvenates the prana in your system. Once it enters the system, once it has been absorbed, it is divided into 5 different kinds to take care of various operations in your body, various functions in your body. Like how you have a organization working with various departments, like how you have a factory running with various operations, the prana divides itself into various functional groups and it works on different various systems. So when you have an ailment, when you have a simple, say, chest infection or an indigestion or anything to do with stomach issues, you know which prana to work on. Let us start from the basics. What is prana? Before that, why do we have to understand about the prana? When we were in school, we all studied about the human anatomy, right? If you are a yoga practitioner or if you want to bring yoga into your life, understanding yogic anatomy is very important. Knowing about the 5 pranas that works on your system is an important part in the yogic anatomy. In yoga, anatomy and physiology goes beyond your physical body. It goes to several subtler bodies. We will learn about all those things in detail. Now coming to the definition, what is prana? Prana is a vital force that runs in a body, that makes us to do all the activities. I'm able to speak, you are able to walk, run, do all the activities with the prana that is stored in our system. Without prana, there wouldn't be life in the system. Coming to understand, is prana same as the breath? Most of the time we do some pranayama practices and we actually do some breathing exercises. So can they be used interchangeably? Ancient text Hatha Yoga Pradipika states that death is nothing but prana leaving the body. We see somebody dead and then there is no breath in them and we come to the conclusion that they are dead actually. So can these terms be used interchangeably? Actually, prana is nothing but a vital force that runs in our body using breath as a vehicle. Like how we move around using a vehicle, prana moves in our system using the breath as a vehicle. So when the vehicle is kept in a good condition, then prana is able to move freely in our body and able to supply more energy. So what we do here is work on the breath in order to work on the prana. Where do we get this prana from? Is it from the oxygen we breathe? It is actually from all the 5 elements of the universe. From the earth element, from the food we take, from the water element, through the liquids we drink, from the air element by oxygen intake through our breathing, from the fire element through sun energy, from the space element through the thoughts and the subtler energies. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, prana is available everywhere in the environment. It is up to your system, it is up to your efficiency of your system to absorb these prana into your body through all the other sources. We normally depend upon food and beverages for our pranic needs. But there are also other elements through which prana can be obtained. Yogis of olden age had that skill to obtain prana from other elements as well. That is why we hear stories that yogis do meditate for a longer number of days without food or any drink, any water or things like that. So if we know how to tap prana from other sources, we will not be dependent on food that much. If you are into a pranayama practice, if you have signed up for a course or if you are into a retreat, if you are doing pranayama a lot of time, like in one particular day, you would have noticed that you are not hungry at all. You don't have that much inclination towards food because the energy that is required, that is the prana, it's actually obtained through other elements and not just by the food. So where is this prana? Where does this prana exist in our body? Does it have conduits to move about? Yes, it has got certain conduits through which the prana moves in our system, but not at the physical body, but at a subtler body. These conduits are called nadis, which are located in our energy body. There are about 72,000 nadis in our body, carries prana to our entire system. Where does this subtler body exist? As per Taittiriya Upanishad, there are several bodies in our system, especially the important 5 bodies, the physical body and then 4 other subtler bodies. The outermost ring represents the Annamayam, which is the gross physical body. The second layer is the Pranamayam, which is the energy body or pranic body. The third layer is the Manonmayam, which is the mental body. The fourth layer is the Vijnanamayam, which is the intellectual body. The fifth layer is the Anandamayam, which is the bliss body. This order of arrangement is not based on its placement. It is based on gross to subtler. For example, the pranic body is much subtler than the physical body. If you take the mental body, that is much more subtler than the pranic body. Likewise, every body is subtler and subtler as it reaches the soul. Prana is the connecting link between the body and the mind. So here in this video, we are more interested in the pranic body. As per Yoga Yajnavakya Samhita, an ancient yogic text, our pranic body extends 12 inches away from our physical body. Our goal is to keep this prana contained within our system. When we are sick or when we are depleted with prana, this pranic body actually depletes and dissipates away from the physical body. So whenever we have the ability to contain well within us, then our performance is better, then our cognition is better. If you see a person who is sick, his pranic body dissipates, his prana dissipates from the physical system. If you see a disturbed person next to you, you can actually feel it on your own because his pranic body dissipates away from the physical body. This prana, once entered into the body, once it's been absorbed into the body, it divides into 5 different vayus. They call it Pancha Prana to take care of various operations. They are Prana, Apana, Samana, Vyana and Udana. Let's see one by one each and every prana and which functional system it is taking care of. The first vayu in the Pancha Prana is Prana. Prana itself is one of the 5 Mahapranas. Where do we get this prana from? The prana is obtained from the environment, from all the 5 elements of the universe. A strong prana vayu means that you are emotionally stable, you are mentally strong. This is like in a factory, like the resources and raw material procurement department, this prana vayu. Like if you take a software company, it is like the department that human resources department. The pranavayu, the job of the pranavayu is to obtain the energy from the external sources, from the environment and supply it into the system. The location of this division of prana is the chest, in the thoracic region, below the neck till diaphragm. This is responsible for the respiratory system and cardiovascular system. Pranavayu is the energy that maintains heart, lungs, breathing, swallowing and blood circulation. Prana is an upward moving energy. This is also responsible for our emotions, absorbing information, sensory input and control of our mind. At the physical level, ailments such as chest infection could be common cold, flu or bronchitis. Anything to do with respiration can be managed by increasing pranavayu in your body. At the mental level, when your pranavayu is strong, we notice that we are able to handle multivarious things at the same time. We achieve good amount of emotional stability. Ancient Tamil yogic text Thirumandiram has a different view about prana. In verse 564, it talks about prana jayam, meaning mastering the prana. It says that our soul is the one that controls the five senses of our mind. Here, the author Tirumular refers the mind with five senses as five horses. But to control the mind, one should have mastered the prana, which acts like a bridle on the horses. Till then, we will be swayed by the mind, which runs wherever it wants, like a horse, which is out of the control. Let us now see what are all the asanas that improves your pranavayu. All the chest opening asanas such as Tadasana, warrior poses, upward facing dog, all the back bends that opens the rib cage and helps lengthening such as Chakravagasana, Ardha Chakrasana, all those things improves the pranavayu. The second vayu which we are going to see today is Samana Vayu. Samana means balancing. Samana Vayu is responsible for the absorption of nutrients from the food we intake. The prana that is being received is converted to energy using Samana Vayu. This is like in a factory setting where the actual production happens, actual manufacturing of things happens. It is like that. Samana Vayu is located between our diaphragm and navel region, responsible for the digestive system. This is an energy that moves in a circular pattern and goes inwards. At the physical level, it helps assimilation and absorption of nutrients from the food we intake. At the mental level, it works on processing information and assimilation of the essence. We are constantly being exposed to multiple things in our life. How many things are unwanted in that? We are forced to listen to all this information thanks to technological advancement. If we have a bad experience, there are two things that happens to us. One is we kind of get an impression out of the bad experience, which is bitter, which is not very happy to us. At the same time, there is a learning that comes out of the bad experience. So what we need to do is we have to retain the learning out of the bad experience and let go of the impression. So Samana Vayu at the mental level works on retaining the essence of the experience, retaining the learning part of any experience which we do. Samana Vayu has to be worked upon if you have, say, indigestion, bloating in the stomach, lack of nutrient absorption. At the mental level, if your mind is pondering constantly on certain thoughts, not able to absorb and let go of it, then we need to work with the Samana Vayu to calm the mind. Yoga Sutra in its third chapter talks about Samana Vayu. It says that one who has mastered the Samana Vayu has an aura around his or her body. Very understandable, right? If your Samana Vayu is good, if you are able to absorb the nutrients very well and every cell of your body is nourished with proper energy, then automatically the body radiates. It comes to a radiance with such an aura. Asanas that twist your abdomen either on seated, standing or lying down generate Samana. For example, Trikonasana, the Parivritti, the twisting part, Jatara Parivritti, all the variations, Ardha Matsyendrasana, all these generate Samana Vayu. Any asana that work on your abdomen, such as Paschimottanasana or seated forward bend, Navasana, boat pose, and even the Kriyas like Kapalapati, all these generate Samana Vayu. The next Vayu we are going to see is Apana Vayu. Apana Vayu works on elimination and excretion of our waste, be it carbon dioxide, feces, urine, sweat or anything in that matter. It is like in a factory, after you finish the production, after you finish the manufacturing, clearing all the unwanted waste from the system. That is exactly what Apana Vayu is doing. Apana is located below the navel. This is responsible for the excretory system and reproductive system also. It is an energy that moves downwards and out. It provides the energy for our intestine, kidneys and genitals. Apana Vayu is responsible for excretion of our food waste and elimination of toxins from our body through various means. So once the production is done, the waste generated has to be disposed of. When Apana Vayu is not active, then we end up with constipation. If it is overactive, then the opposite happens. This is at the physical level. At the mental level, Apana Vayu helps us to eliminate unwanted things from our mind. When Apana Vayu is weak, a mind will be constantly pondering about unwanted things that are happening in the form of thoughts. When Samana works on retention and absorption of good experiences and good impression and learning from the experiences, Apana Vayu works on removing and eliminating the impression out of the experiences we have. Problems such as constipation, urinary tract infections, menstrual problems and reproductive issues are managed by balancing Apana Vayu. In Nada Muni Yoga Ragasya, ancient Hatha Yoga text, there are two other Vayus that are mentioned for women. These are called Prajapatya Vayu, which is responsible for holding the fetus inside a woman's body, and the Sutika Vayu, which is actually responsible for labor during childbirth. Asanas that work on lower abdomen gives compression on the lower abdomen, balances the Apana Vayu, such as Pavana Muktasana, the wind relieving pose, Apanasana, Marichyasana, and all other seated twist, Ardha Padma Janushirasasana, Salabhasana, all works on generating the Apana Vayu. The next prana which you are going to see is Vyana. Vyana is the energy that circulates through the entire system of the body. It actually circulates through our arms and legs and it goes all around the body. The energy that is being generated and balanced by the Pranavayu and the Samana Vayu is now distributed throughout the system. Say in a factory, after we finish the production, it is like the distribution wing where you supply whatever is being generated to the entire system, because without proper distribution, the end user cannot utilize the product. So Vyana is such that the Vayu, it actually supplies the energy that is being generated to the entire system. Vyana is located, as I told you, all over the body. It is responsible for the circulatory system in our body. It is an outward moving energy. From the center, it moves all over the body. Activities happen using this energy. Vyana Vayu controls both the voluntary and involuntary muscles in our body. When Vyana is low, then we feel very lethargic, not having any inclination to move our body parts. Laziness can be physical, at the same time sometimes it can be mental. That is called mental laziness. When we have so much energy, we are like, okay at the physical level, but we still will not be able to do certain things because of the mental laziness. Vyana Vayu is something like, which we need to work on if you are having mental laziness, not only physical laziness, but also the mental laziness has been taken care of. Vyana Vayu has to be worked with to take care of the ailments related to joints, musculoskeletal system, mind-body coordination, arthritis, inflammation in the joints. At the mental level, if the Vyana Vayu is strong, your thoughts and feelings are free-flowing. There is no obstruction to express yourself. You are energetic and active. Coming to asanas, to see what are all the asanas that works on the Vyana Vayu. A good number of repetition of Surya Namaskar or a good Vinyasa practice. Dynamic repetition of all the standing poses like Virabhadrasana variations generates Vyana Vayu in the body. Now let us see about Udana Vayu. Udana Vayu is the energy that goes in the upward direction from your neck till the head. It is the energy that gives us higher thinking capabilities, reasoning capacity, and anything to do with logical thinking and intuition and power, and it also controls every thinking capability and your neurological system. It is like in an office, the CEO of the company who makes strategic decisions, who makes planning and controls the entire operations in a particular office. Udana acts upon from the neck region towards our head. It is responsible for our nervous system. It is an upward moving energy. It is responsible for higher thought process, intuition and managing the nervous system. At the spiritual level, Udana Vayu, when mastered, the yogi reaches higher status of consciousness. One has to work on Udana for any issues from the throat region going upwards. At the physical level, any issues connected with throat such as tonsillitis, thyroid nodule, issues in vocal cord, any issues related to nervous system such as depression, migraine, loss of cognitive skills, all can be managed and controlled by working with Udana Vayu. At the mental level, if your Udana is strong, then you have the good command over language. Your communication is very good. In the third chapter of Yoga Sutra, Patanjali talks about Udana Vayu, the power of mastering the Udana Vayu. When the yogi masters Udana Vayu, he gets the power to counter the effect of gravity. He says his body becomes so light that the yogi can levitate, he can transcend the gravity. At the lower level, we can see that like when you are mastering Udana Vayu, your body becomes very light. And at the mental level, if you master the Udana Vayu, then one gets the ability to think clearly, to make decisions very perfectly and to have a good control over whatever happening around you. Let us see the asanas that actually influence the Udana Vayu. Dvipada Pitam, the bridge pose. Matsyasana, the fish pose. Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. Halasana, the plow pose. Shirasasana, the headstand, all develops Udana Vayu. In the pranayama, Ujjayi pranayama, which works on the throat region, balances the Udana Vayu. Hope this knowledge about Pancha Prana gives you an idea about like how to manage simple ailments through the Pancha Prana, through working with the appropriate prana, through yogic practices. If you like this video, and if you would like to receive similar content on yogic principles and concepts, subscribe to this video, of course, with the notification so that we'll ring the bell when there is a new video that is coming in. Thank you.